Is it better armor than our friends? We can always equip them with lizard.
Go ahead, Dark. Make an intelligence-based skill check using that background and your level.
Okay.
Well, demons, one of the premier enemies of the Empire, primary icon known as the I don't know, the Diabolist. It's kind of her thing. A prior age saw the Diabolist of that age widening the rift in the abyss, which caused the Great Gold Worm to have to plug it with his body, where the Great Gold Worm is to this day. There's a number of hellholes scattered all over the Empire, most of them unknown, some of them known in location. And demons do all manners of crazy things basically as much as they fucking want. Leon doesn't know anything about those specific enemies that were faced. He does know that demons can have resistances to fire or any sort of energy, or they can display a wide variety of random abilities which manifest themselves uniquely in demons. Simply put, demons have been known for teleporting, but just because that one demon in particular teleported doesn't mean that her relative or second cousin could teleport. She might do something else. Teleportation is her thing, which was randomly chosen by whatever random gods exist.
I see. Okay.
Are demons legal to just have in this city? Like, I know devils was a thing, but...
Vampires walk the fucking streets in Drakenhall, along with lamias, ogres, giants.
What makes it even weirder to do it during the day?
Yes, anything goes. Like, the more monstrous, like, you guys are the ones who are abnormal. That's why you're called sweets.
They just judge me by my appearance. Under this supple skin, there's a monster. He'll learn.
Yes, that is the situation.
My meat is not sweet. It is strong, hard, and sort of sun-dry.
Eventually, Jin Zeros comes back carrying the dead body of the warlock he was pursuing, cleaning his blades off on the warlock's clothes.
You know, he gets a nod, most certainly, and a smile, although a puzzled one.
Jin Zeros will throw the body off to the side and say, I was once a part of a gang here in Drakenhall. They did not much care for whenever I left. They still hunt me. Unfortunately, my association with you has passed on that hostility.
Are there more of them?
Quite so. The Scarlet Serpents is one of the premier gangs lurking within the ruins of Drakenhall. Jin Zeros will furl out his map, which accompanies him, and point to a location and describe a bit. The Scarlet Serpents are a murderous gang of lizardmen and dragonkin. They do not allow any others entry. They are proficient in assassination and espionage. The leader, one whom I have not seen in some time, has a rare ability among my kind, one I certainly do not possess, in that she has a human form. She is very good at what she does, and rather tenacious in punishing whom she sees as deserters. These are not the first I have had the misfortune of fighting.
Does she stay in the city all the time?
Jinzero shrugs. Not had much dealings with her. Haven't been to the territory. I imagine it has changed since I have last been.
Sounds like these will keep coming after us then, to prove that they are strong and that others can't deny them and such.
Perhaps. I cannot say. I do not know their motives, only that they hunt me for my desertion.
Well, you helped us, and we might as well help you. Seems like we're in this together then.
I would not recommend going near their territory, if only because I imagine they might know your appearances if they tracked you to where you live. If you are going to head into their neighborhood, I would at least recommend changing your appearances somehow. And even then, you may wish to get more acclimated with Blue City before you cart your sweet meat in there. As noted, they only accept those with scales, a quality which your group lacks.
I assume they have other enemies than us in the city.
We all have enemies. They most certainly would. I don't know with whom they currently feud. You could try asking around. I could try asking around for you. However, I am not much interested in attracting more attention. I am trying to live a life of mercy.
Of course. Do you know where we could start, though?
Zero says, the best place I would recommend for any sweet meats, Sweet Hall.
Alright.
There, at least, while your questions will attract attention, it could be the sort of ignorant, I'm just visiting the city attention, rather than the sort of attention that might get you hunted.
Alright.
As I said, the Scarlet Serpents, proficient in assassination and espionage. They pay close attention to their own.
Alright then, well they have chosen to harm the wrong people's friends.
Jinzeros offers what you think is a small smile.
And says if we can help someone else take them out, well, so be it.
I have no particular interest in hunting anymore, but perhaps I can assist in another way. Jinzeros looks at your friends. It might be that I can spare myself the time to linger here by the door, on the off chance that anyone else approaches while you are busy with whatever you are really here for in Blue City. I might be able to dissuade attacks. Might.
That is a generous offer. He sort of looks to the wounded guards. I think we would all very much appreciate it.
Consider it free of charge. I am trying to turn a new leaf.
Or not. And, well... As I think I can speak for all of us, though, that we are not going any more places this morning. Do you know anything about the red, I suppose that would be.
Jinzeros frowns deeply and says, well, it wouldn't be the first time the red has visited Drakenhall. Some say that he has a lair far, far beneath Blue City. I do not know whether such is true, but for a being of that power, it would not surprise me in the least. It's not the first time the creature has been sighted in Blue City, no.
Was there any significance the last times it happened?
Only that, as one of the most powerful entities known in the Empire, whenever the Red gathers with his sibling, the Blue, or not sibling, but co-conspirator in power, nothing good can come of it for the Empire that you favor. The dragonkin offers a shrug.
Well, if we see more of them, then I don't think this is something that will slip anyone's ears.
Large dragons don't exactly make it a habit of flying to the Tower of the Blue. The red, however, is so consumed by arrogance and pride that I don't think he would have it any other way.
Well, I suppose that's something. Do you know... no, that's a foolish question.
You don't have any idea who that demon was, do you?
Gen Zeros thinks, well, if what I heard over the din of combat is true, you are being hunted yourself. That... I can't remember their exact name, but those demons are contract killers. Someone paid in their own blood-soaked gold to find you and kill you. And considering your appearance and smell, I don't think you were too hard to find in Blue City.
No. Not anymore.
Fargus's eyes still glowing with power.
Germ looks over, so his greasy, dirty leather cape, the hood, his smeared hair and beard. This look of like a real scumbag, as all the others are in their fine, splendouring armor, proudly displaying all of their allegiances. He scowls slightly.
Tempus is wearing a lot less clothes than he should be.
What else is Tempus doing up there?
Tempus is currently still checking the bodies, shaking them, seeing if there's any life in them.
No, they're pretty much dead. Pretty confident of that.
He'll be very, very sulky when he comes in.
It's as if he extinguished their life forces completely.
Sure, well, I will look to Jin serious. Do you think we should put the like heads on spikes, that sort of thing?
Jin Zeros offers a shrug. It says, that would not deter them. They will fight to the death. As for others, it depends on their own fear levels.
If nothing else, you might be able to deter those people as well. Very good then. I think I will go have some breakfast and then maybe some rest.
Zeros nods.
It's been a long day.
And he'll actually scale up into the darkness on top of the roof of the building.
After checking that Thomas still isn't fighting more of them.
Yeah, he went inside. Or he didn't go inside. He's standing with the wounded guards, helping them recover.
Okay.
Fargus has a look to see if the others are okay.
Yes, the household guards are, your friends, rather, were cowering under beds in terror at the sounds of combat. They look notably relieved now.
Alright. Fargus just gives them a nod and says that the coast is clear, basically.
They give relieved looks.
For now.
Yes. For now. Dun dun dun.
I have a bit of like bread and stuff, whatever's easy to eat.
Yes, the sun will be rising within a few hours. You've been awake all night.
So, just get a little bit of food and then go to rest. Splash some water in his face first,
Sure.
all time's sake. Go get some rest.
Anything else that you folks wish to handle before time progresses?
No, I'll sleep.
Gryph?
Part of me does. Why not? Okay. Tempus will want to spend his time talking to Jinzero if he's standing outside at all.
He's on the roof of the building in the darkness. You can climb up there if you want.
Yep. Let's get Tempus climbing up there.
Okay. Well, Tempus scales up, you know, heavily wounded and, of course, fatigued as well, I am sure. And he finds the dragonkin. Well, at this moment he's crouching, surveying the front area of the building, though he turns to look at you. Yes.
Tempus will just sort of, he'll wave a hand slightly as he's walking over and then sit down beside, staring down over the courtyard. I imagine G0 did turn, just sort of turned his head, rather.
Yes.
Yeah. So Tempus will just sort of sit beside, just sort of look down at the front yard. You surprised me coming to the aid. It was very, very much appreciated. But what made you leave him?
I was no longer interested in that line of work.
Just sudden revelation kind of thing going on? Decided it's not what you want to be?
Something like that, yes. I did not enjoy dedicating myself to the principles of the Scarlet Serpent, or really any gang. I sought to live on my own, hopefully having the skills and tenacity required to do so. It has been a considerable challenge, and I have often wondered why I even bothered, or why I don't try to leave Blue City. But this home is, for all of its flaws, the one I have known, and I would not be accepted so well elsewhere.
Tempest nods slightly. Was it any specific thing that happened that made you want to leave? Or just, as you're saying, just decided you've had enough of the... Well, Tempest looks down at the blood-soaked yard. Gore.
No particular event, sweet meat. The accumulation of experiences. It is tiring too. There's only so many times I could watch the light go out in someone's eyes. Before I never wanted to do it again. Unfortunately, I care more about my survival than I do for pacifism. My only hope is that the goddess forgives me. Also, Token, what the fuck are you doing? Bad Token.
Tempest sort of nods. So you're looking for a sense of atonement then? Some way of spending your time to justify what actions you've taken to seek forgiveness?
I don't think there is redemption for a monster such as I. But that is no excuse for not trying. I have made overtures, and I have helped others, such as yourselves, through missives from the priestess. Not her specifically, of course.
Tempest nods, understanding the premise. No. Tempest will actually just stare down at the courtyard, and he reaches to get his reaches into his coat, realizes he's not wearing his coat. He's actually bare armed. He goes, I need to make sleeves. No, wait, no, that's a bad idea. No, wait, what was I talking about? Alright, so he goes down to his belt and he unclasps a few things and pulls out a roll of manuscript and holds it in his hand. When I met you in probably one of the most bizarre situations I've had, and I've had quite a lot of bizarre situations, but...
You were a curious encounter for me as well, sweet meat.
Yeah. Well, for you, waking up in front of a rather big dragonkin, it's not exactly an experience I wait, especially when I thought I was dead. So, you know, when you look up and you think of the afterlife, don't think big scaly things. Tempest attempts at a joke. Tempest smiles and actually offers him the manuscript.
Jinzeros doesn't take it, merely asking, "Is this your justification for why you're asking after me?"
No, in a sense, yeah. Someone wants me to bring you to justice.
I'm not surprised. I've killed a number in my day, and your blatant querying was rather revealing.
Didn't really have much time to think about it. You know, when you wake up and you think you're dead, and you wake up with a magical manuscript in your pockets, and you look at it, and just conveniently the guy that you want is in front of you, it leads to a bit of an awkward situation to be in, you know?
Like a holiday.
Yeah, let's go with that. A holiday. What keeps you here then? You said you wanted to leave. There are better places for you. You're not exactly something that's oppressed across the Empire.
I've considered it, and while dragonkin are not seen as monstrous, like goblins, there would still be the looks, and the reputation that we carry, an affiliation with creatures such as the Blue. Besides, this, for all of its failings, is my home. I do know it, and I accept it. I also don't think one of my talents would be as useful in other cities as they are here. Part of why I'm so good in Blue City is because I know Blue City.
You've definitely been helpful. You also have a good knack at disappearing. Kudos to you.
Well,
And appearing at the right times.
I have experience.
The funny man too. Well,
Hard life breeds hard humor.
you want anything up here?
Other than a sense of peace, no.
No worries. Tempus will start climbing himself back down, leaving Jinzeros on his own.
Jinzeros calls out, "When you make up your mind, let me know."
I'll at least have the decency of telling you.
Thanks.
Tempus will climb down.
Alright. If there's nothing else, you folks can rest fucking to afternoon for all I care. You'll get your full heal up. Gryph, I think based on what you did last session, that I will accept your role-playing of the quirk that was imposed on you because of the rust monster and your vow to follow its tenets. So you no longer have to follow it so strongly. It does not consume you.
Yay, I still have about a half dozen small living animals to look after now.
Yes. Manaki and Dark, if you could roll secret for me. Checks. It'll be 1d20 plus your constitution modifier plus your level. Dark, you only need to make 1. I need 2 from you, Manaki. Okay. Dwohurim will awaken the physical burdens that have been placed on you. Dwohurim, rather, are alleviated. He is clear of those, leaving only mental shackles. Both Leon and Dwohurim will experience those same images, though, which plague their mind.
I'm taking penalty to physical defense, not mental,
Yes,
but...
yes. Well, it's still with you, even though it's not mental, it's a physical debt. And for Dwohurim, it's just a mental one now.
Yeah.
And you're still having those penalties too. Beyond that, you are not interrupted in the course of what I imagine might be a lengthy slumber, and you are free to act as you would choose whenever you awaken.
Alright, I suppose the first thing we'll do is... Well, wake up and see Tempus there.
Sitting.
In his room. He sort of gets up. It's on a little bit of clothes. Looks disheveled, but stretches, sort of his bones cracking a little bit as he then sort of turns and says, I have not slept so well in far too long. And takes his hand to his head and shakes it slightly.
Realize Hurim's awake. Obviously looking quite focused on what he was doing with his arm. Ah, you're up. Ah, good to know. Good to know I didn't disturb you either. I've been here quite a while.
My people sleep deeply.
I could tell that your snores were vibrating in my head.
Yes, mine too, it seems. What are you up to?
In between picking and fixing the cogs and gears in my arm, they did a proper number on me. And, he'll show a couple of the gears that have been bent out of shape, and he's got them on top of the counter, and he's been fixing them and placing them back in himself. And in between, when I've been a bit bored, I've just been staring at that thing.
Yes, we'll have to look at that sometime. Now, I feel like spending some time. I'll go down there and see if I can fix that door.
You want a hand?
I don't think you can help me in the way that I would fix it. But thanks for the offer.
No problem. The Tempus will just go back to tinkering away with the gears.
We'll go down and start by gathering the metal pieces and then see if we can begin to do the puzzle of where they fit.
Alright. Dwohurim, go ahead and give me a 1d20 plus your intelligence modifier plus your level plus your magical background. And this will determine how long this will take and what Dwohurim will need to do. Okay.
Average.
Yeah, well, still pretty good. And that would pass a hard check for adventure tier. Dwohurim spends some time studying the scrapped iron door, as well as the schematic for how it would take to build the key. Now, it's a curious feeling, and one that is entirely not coincidental at all, and is merely a result of, wow, it's just how amazing that it is that it comes together. And it certainly can't be true, but it's almost as if the iron door is malleable to you, Shaper, because it wants to be remade by you and crafted whole once again. As such, it won't take too long. That's the good news. The good news is Dwohurim won't need too much time, and he's got all of the material that he needs either down here or if he takes like some of the scrap iron that's up there in your supplies. The bad news is that instead of it being an extended length of time, Dwohurim will have to work on this for 36 hours straight, without rest. Otherwise, the iron door will simply fall apart again back into scraps. He will also have to sacrifice a spell slot of his choosing until the next full heal up. It can be of any level that you desire. But the magic in the iron door, and there was magic in it, is gone now. And in order for it to reshape it properly, he's going to have to imbue it again.
Would a higher level spell somehow make it more magical?
Dwohurim thinks that it would be. that by imbuing the door with greater magic, and that it certainly did possess magic, it will strengthen the door, and, well, he's not entirely sure what effects there might be fully, because he doesn't know, you know, what, like, making the door and then opening the door will do. But the stronger magic will, he certainly is sure, will have a more positive effect. And he can actually burn as many spells as he wants on this. Just, you know, like you can consume as many spell slots as you like until the next floor.
Guys, you don't need me anymore, do you?
But,
I got a great sword.
But it'll be a all you have to do is at least burn a level 1 spell slot with your check.
Yes. No, I think I will burn a level 3 spell slot.
Okay.
So that should certainly be enough.
Which spell was normally in
It will be my lightning bolt that I just got.
Okay.
My incremental advance.
All right. Yes.
Effectively making me as I was before.
36 hours straight. Basically, once you finish this, you're going to be having a -2 to everything you do until you get some sleep, unless you drink like one of those potions of restoration that like fill you up and count as like a full night of sleep.
I think I have one of those. I have a salvation one.
Those, I think those potions are, if I check this price guide, like 50 gold.
Right.
Yes, Potion of Rejuvenation, Adventure Tears, 50 gold. So yeah, that's what it would take. 36 constant hours of work, and you would have to slave over the iron pieces to make sure they don't break apart. And that time will also factor in you making the key as well.
Alright, well, Huron sort of will not really intend to do this at first. He just sort of goes down here, begins gathering the pieces, looking at them, you know, turning them a little bit, and sort of begins to put some of them together, and well, this is easier than he expected. This is a delight to work with. It's like this iron becomes clay in his hands, and he can mold and shape it as he wants to, and that really sort of gets his mood up. He begins to forget a little bit about the throbbing pain in the back of his mind, and he actually just does it. Begins to work and work and work, and get. At some point, he sort of calls up for whoever might hear, probably Tempus, like asking if he can get some ale and maybe a few biscuits down here. Sort of maybe looking up through the little sort of trap door, just looking like almost as if he is surprised that nobody has come with some already. And then he'll dive back down and continue working.
The chances are Tempus probably peered down to look after you, and then just saw you working avidly away and thought, he'll say when he's hungry. He's
basically like while he's singing, while he's working, he almost like mumbling, half singing, like an old dwarven tune about some man who lost his anvil, and then his ancestor, well, his sons went out to find it, and it was a glorious adventure and whatnot.
Actually, chances are there will be like a small tray of food at the bottom of the ladder, like here or somewhere.
Oh, well, he won't even think about who put it there then. He'll just sort of eat with one hand as he continues to work the metal, delighting in this wonderful, wonderful experience of a little bit of a feeling like being back home.